Alright, here's part 2. It's the brown version of the Haolongood Carnotaurus. For those of you who dismiss this because of all the saturation of brown from PNSO, you might feel differently once I show it to you. And now a once-over of the brown. I think you can see there's quite a bit of red that doesn't immediately bring on negative reactions. The painting of these marks and mottles are of different darknesses and blend very well into the surrounding skin. The different tones in the various regions just segue so nicely into each other. So there's really a lot of complexity in this model. It's just unfortunate that it was so saturated with brown or even orange-based theropods, some people are likely to give this a miss. The little squiggle in the arm gives me a bit of a chuckle. And again, because of the subtlety of the midline scutes. And the feature scales not garishly highlighted in another color, the rows don't jump out. Alright, let's get to the comparisons. First, let's do a direct comparison between the two. I think you'll see that each color brings out different features. Both are really wonderfully painted. The grey is more obvious in its banded scheme, and the brown more subtle in its complexities. But nonetheless, both are worthy variants to be in your collection. Now, I have many other Carnotauruses, so I have to be selective. The next most obvious one is the PNSO Carnotaurus. And this black face really makes it look badass. The skin texture, of course, is much more realistic on the Haolongood and rougher and more oversized in the PNSO. The deepness of the chest isn't as clear in Haolonggood because of the presence of this soft tissue in the throat. And I actually prefer this as the neck looks less thin. For the jaw though, I definitely prefer the PNSO being less deep. The horns are painted nicely with different aesthetics, but I prefer the PNSO. Next, we have the revised Carnegie, still one of my favorites, and I'm biased maybe because it was a gift from someone who used to mean a lot to me. Of course, the size is much larger and the paint application is much cruder. For its time, it was accurate to what we knew then, but the arms are of course way off. But on accuracy, the head really comes close to reconstructions I've seen. Shockingly, I do have a Peppo model. This I bought because of the sideshow vibe it gives me. The sculpted detail is as you'd expect from Peppo, though there's really no need to comment on its accuracy. But some of you will have this, and I thought you'd like to see them together. Then we have the original Carnegie, surely one of the most accurate Carnotaurus models ever made. And here another reason I like the grey one is because it reminds me of the grey in this little monster. And to end off, my customary size comparator, the PNSO T-Rex. First Wilson, and now Cameron. And so that's it from the Haolongood Carnotaurus. Overall, I'm very happy with it. I don't like the deep jaw, the sometimes cartoony eyes, and the tail is too thin. The fourth angle is, I believe, easily painted over or just unseen at this scale. There are other differences which I don't mention because they'd probably be of interest only to the die-hard Carnotaurus or anatomy fan. But the general form, the pose, the finer integument, and the color application are good enough for me. This is a very good effort from Haolongood on my favorite dinosaur. The fact that the skin and feature scales don't obviously counter the observations in the Bell and Hendricks paper just makes it a very sweet bonus for me. I didn't like the Allosaurus, but this Carnotaurus I really like. It's a real delight that this company continues to give us a diverse selection of dinosaurs. You really don't know what you're going to get, so fans of different clades can wait with eager anticipation and be delighted if a favorite gets revealed. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.